Do you want to know the easiest way to show up on social media and attract your ideal client? Well, if so, in this episode, I am going to break down for you exactly not only what to do, but how to do it with Instagram stories. Now, I know that this is not rocket science, bestie, and you watch Instagram stories every single day. But are you, number one, using your stories, and are you using it effectively to actually start generating conversations and attracting your ideal client? Now, this thought came to me, and I am shooting this entire episode because in our coaching group, one of our coaching students shared with us how she has these first clients that reach out to her about everything. They talk to her about, paint colors and technicians, different things that they should do. And she chuckled and told us, even last night when I posted on my Instagram stories about cooking rice on the stove or a rice cooker, we had a full-blown conversation about that. And it had me thinking, yes, Instagram stories, I know this from my own business, is one of the best ways that you can develop relationship and build with people on the internet. But we have far too many agents that either don't know how to use stories or you're not using it at all. So in this episode, I'm going to make it simple. I'm talking, we are pressing the easy button so that you can start showing up in stories on a consistent basis to start attracting the people who are likely already in your sphere of influence, already that you know, and turning them into clients just by being your authentic self. First things first, I have to say this, friend. In every scenario, even on social media, I want you to make sure that you remember that you are the professional. Oftentimes, I look at some of the things that besties sharing stories, or not even besties, just different business owners. And I'm like, oh, are they really thinking about their business and their brand? Okay. Because no matter what you post, whether it be a recipe or if you're talking about a local business or you're resharing something funny, I just want you to think, is this going to attract or deflect the person who I want to work with? So I just want you to just have a little bit of thought process in what you share. Now, let's talk about what to share, because this is the thing that I think a lot of people overthink, is that sometimes you feel like you can't come to social media and you can't talk about anything on your stories unless it is such a grand, crazy topic. Like you feel like you have to be the first one to invent the moon in order to talk about it. When the reality is that we all kind of like boring stuff, right? We like to connect with people on a very low-key, ordinary level, and it just happened today, okay? We're in the office. Kim, y'all know, my best friend, director of operations, the Real Estate Bestie. She's here with me behind the camera. We are shooting YouTube. Well, before we got on YouTube, she brought some breakfast tacos, and I was like, hey, let's eat these on Instagram stories. So we literally just turned on the stories. We're eating a breakfast taco. And if I told you how many comments I got from people in my DMs right now that are like, yes, I like the green sauce. Ooh, you should try breakfast tacos here. At one point, Kim said that she liked the tacos better than chicken mini. So it's a whole chicken mini versus taco debate. And again, these are all people that I know, and I want them to know, like, and trust me. And it's because we simply got on Instagram stories eating some freaking tacos, okay? So what are the basic everyday parts of your life that you can share? And I'll give you a couple examples. So can you share a recipe? If you are making your mama's famous chocolate cake, can you, be on the stories while you're pulling out the ingredients, talking about the famous chocolate cake? And maybe you add a poll to say, I bet you can't guess what the most important ingredient is, right? People are going to be intrigued, right? They're salivating, looking at the other side of the phone, trying to figure out what your mama put in the cake. Is it nutmeg? Is it brown sugar? Is it a touch of cinnamon? I don't know what it is, but the point is that we engage with things that we actually can connect to. So those are simple things to start. Another thing that you can talk about in your Instagram stories are what about just local things that you love? On Wednesdays, I take my son to this donut shop every single Wednesday. We have what's called Donut Wednesdays. It's when I slow down. I actually don't put him on the school bus. I get in the car, I take him to school. And see, I talk about all this on Instagram stories, by the way. So mamas are relating to me when I do this. But I always post, the guy gives me a free donut almost every week, right? So I always post on stories, like people know about the guy who gives me the free donut. He always comes out and says, donut for mom. And even though I'm on my health kick, okay, it's so hard not to eat that donut that he gives me. That's just a part that I share. And in sharing it, I get to share this business, this local business, this local donut shop, and I show up in stories. It's showing consistency. It's showing relationship with my son. It's showing, how this business owner is interacting with me. It is just a consistent theme that you can see when you come to the Instagram story. So what does that look like for you? Okay. Think about it. Like if you go to this particular restaurant every single week to get the nachos, then start posting about the nachos. I was looking on stories the other day and there was a bestie who said, does anybody else go to the movies just to get the popcorn? And I saw somebody responded like, oh my gosh, I love the movies. What did you see? And she was like, oh girl, you didn't understand what I said. I don't go to the movies. I just go to get the popcorn, right? So that's building community. That's like building conversations by just sharing little quirks about what she does locally. And that's something that you can do in your Instagram stories as well. Something else that's really easy to share in stories, especially this time of the year. I'm recording this video right around the holidays. Anytime there's a holiday and you're out and about, let's say that you actually see a beautiful black Santa and you hadn't ever seen a black Santa in Hobby Lobby, or you pull up to Chick-fil-A and they have that seasonal holiday eggnog shake, or you are out shopping and you found a flock tree and it's 70% off. Like these are things that you can turn the camera on. It doesn't even always have to be on you, but have your voice in the background and you are sharing in the story. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the flock tree at the Target in Prosper, Texas, they have 3 left and they are 50% off. If you've been looking for a flock tree, friend, get over here now. Something that small, again, it is building relationship and you don't have to overthink it, right? You don't have to have a full-blown photo shoot. And for the love, you don't have to figure out how to do a 10-step dance routine of Chris Brown to show up on social media. You just can show the things that are automatically around you. And then this is the part of stories too. Like, show the houses. When you're at the open house, when you are out shopping for your clients, when you are like, you don't have to go overboard, right? If you are at a listing and you notice that, oh my goodness, I have never seen an outdoor kitchen this big, then just pan and talk about how dope the outdoor kitchen is. You don't have to do a full property tour and feel like you have to know every nook and cranny about the house. You just have to show up consistently. And I'm going to tell you 9 times out of 10, okay, a lot of times, even with the Real Estate Besties, I've been able to develop relationships with you. Yeah, you watch me on YouTube, but if you really want to know the ins and outs of what happens on a daily basis in my life, that happens on Instagram stories, and then you ended up feeling connected. And let's just talk about why we're doing this in the first place. Because people buy, like you buy stuff from people that you know, like, and trust. If you're getting weird, I don't really know what you on vibes, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to spend your money with that person. And when I go to your social media, if all I see are, boring reposts, boring graphics, or even all of these like high dollar AI photos, well, they're not really high dollar because y'all ain't paying nothing for them, but these phony looking photos from AI, and I really can't discern who you are, then it's going to be harder to really build that know, like, and trust factor. What I want from you is the same type of energy that the coaching besties get, right? Where you have your clients continually checking in with you like you a whole TV show, right? Trusting you every step of the journey, in part because of what you are showing on stories. So I want you to get in the comments, okay? You have stayed to the whole video, and I want you to tell me, When are you going to start showing up on your Instagram stories? And if you are struggling to show up and if you need some borrowed confidence, then friend, I wonder if it's time for you to really get plugged in with the Real Estate Bestie community. We have coaching, we have boot camps, we have just different masterminds that we do throughout the year because we want to help you build up your confidence so that you can go out in this marketplace and be the light that God is calling you to be. So if you just want to stay plugged in with this community, because we are going to help you every step of the way, I invite you to join our email list, rosemarylewis.com/list. I'm going to send you out all type of goodies, right? You're going to get all the emails. You're going to stay abreast. But more importantly, we are going to be here to help you build your real estate business so you don't have to do it alone. Talk to you soon, bestie.